How about fixed assets, machinery and equipment, real estate? Obviously, you can have term loans, based on M&E and real estate, et cetera. But how about trying to include machinery and equipment as well as real estate in the borrowing base in terms of line of credit? How would that work, and kind of pros and cons of that versus doing a separate term loan?
Yeah, you can absolutely include fixed assets, meaning primarily real machinery and equipment and real estate in the borrowing base. Not every institution has the same appetite for it, but it can be done, and it's a similar process in that the lender is going to want to assess the value of that equipment or real estate. They may bring in third parties to do appraisals, and then basically it becomes part of the borrowing base. So your borrowing base expands with the value that is determined on those fixed assets. And then there's an amortization that's assigned to the fixed asset portion of the borrowing base. So it could be 5 to 7 years on equipment, could be 10 plus years on real estate. But the difference being from a funded term loan is its availability, its debt capacity, it may amortize, but it may not. It doesn't have to be a cash payment like a funded
Right.
term loan, because if you're not fully borrowed, then it's really a reduction in your debt capacity as opposed to your actual cash outlay. So can be
one way to think about this, if I'm a company that is replenishing the M&E stock on an ongoing basis, right, then this may end up being a good solution for me because I'm getting rid of old equipment, kind of getting the new equipment, and this borrowing base ongoing basis continues, and my availability most of the time will remain within a certain range. Versus if I had term loan, then I might have to do amortization, and then I have to amend it to kind of put in more equipment, et cetera.
Yeah, that's right. There's a little wrinkle or nuance in that a lot of lenders do not like their borrowing bases to be super heavy in fixed assets. So
Right.
if you start getting past, say, 35, 40% of your total borrowing base in the form of fixed assets, you're probably going to get some resistance from your bank lender. So, but if it's a funded term loan that's sort of a separate standalone, they may have more latitude. So you kind of want to look at both options to see, if you've got the cash flow to service a funded fixed asset loan, then you want to look at both options, I guess.
And then, so this ends up serving as a good alternative to like your standard CapEx line. You can just use your line of credit to do the same thing to finance ongoing capital expenditure and growth.
Yeah, a lot of banks will, or ABL lenders will structure separate CapEx facilities. So it's sort of like having a ready-made availability to go out if you need to buy equipment. It's already pre-wired into your loan docs, and you don't have to scramble. So that is also a good feature to think about if you're a company that's frequently in the market buying capital equipment.